Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. If you've been following South African politics, then you know that we're in the midst of a major legal battle surrounding the National Health Insurance (NHI) Bill. President Cyril Ramaphosa's decision to sign the NHI Bill into law has been met with strong opposition, and the High Court has now stepped in, demanding that the president provide a detailed explanation for his actions. Now, if you're not familiar with the details, the NHI Bill aims to provide universal healthcare to all South Africans, ensuring that every citizen has access to necessary medical services. But the path to passing this bill has not been smooth, and it stirred up quite a bit of controversy. Critics argue that the bill is vague, unaffordable, and lacks the necessary details regarding its financial viability and the logistics of implementation. The legal challenge came from the Board of Health Funders, BHF, and the South African Private Practitioners Forum, SAPPF, who argue that Ramaphosa's signature on the bill ignored important constitutional concerns. These organizations claim that by signing the bill without adequately addressing their objections, the president violated constitutional obligations. Let's break down what's happening. The High Court issued an injunction, which is a formal order requiring President Ramaphosa to explain his decision. Specifically, the court wants Ramaphosa to provide a comprehensive record of how he came to the decision to sign the bill. This includes any documents or communication related to the decision-making process, and he must submit this information within the next 10 days. The court emphasized that actions taken by the president, especially those related to the legislative process, are subject to scrutiny under South Africa's constitutional framework. At the heart of this issue is Section 79(1) of the Constitution, which requires the president to send legislation back to Parliament if there are concerns about its constitutionality. The BHF has argued that Ramaphosa failed to do this, and by signing the NHI Bill, he's put the country on a path that could have serious consequences. They describe the bill as vague, unaffordable, and unworkable, with no clear answers to the questions that have been raised by experts, including how the government intends to fund such a massive system. But it's not just the BHF raising concerns. Many healthcare professionals and private medical practitioners worry that the NHI Bill could put the private healthcare sector at risk, especially if the government cannot guarantee the sustainability of the program. They argue that the private sector is already under strain, and the NHI Bill could exacerbate the problem by diverting resources away from private institutions, leading to inefficiencies and ultimately reducing the quality of healthcare for everyone. The legal team representing President Ramaphosa, on the other hand, has argued that the president acted within his constitutional powers when he signed the bill. They contend that it was his discretion to sign the bill into law, and therefore, it should not be open to legal challenge. They maintain that the president followed due process and exercised his authority as the head of state to make the final decision. However, the High Court has disagreed with this line of reasoning, asserting that all actions taken by the president are subject to the principle of legality. This means that the president's decisions, particularly those related to the signing of legislation, are not immune from judicial review. The court's ruling highlights the importance of transparency and accountability in governance, particularly when it comes to decisions that affect millions of South Africans. So, what happens next? The court's decision is a significant moment in the ongoing debate about the future of healthcare in South Africa. The NHI Bill is a key piece of President Ramaphosa's broader vision for transforming the country's healthcare system, but this legal challenge raises serious questions about the bill's practicality, cost, and long-term impact. As of now, we are all waiting to see the official explanation from Ramaphosa, and that could have a major influence on the bill's future. If the court is not satisfied with the president's reasoning, it could lead to further legal action or even the return of the bill to Parliament for further scrutiny. Meanwhile, the NHI Bill continues to be a hot topic for political analysts, healthcare professionals, and ordinary South Africans. Many are questioning whether this ambitious plan can actually be implemented without causing disruptions to the existing healthcare system, and whether the government is truly prepared to manage such a large-scale reform. But it's not just about healthcare. The outcome of this case could have broader implications for South Africa's governance and democratic institutions. If the court rules in favor of the legal challenge, it could send a message that even the president is not above the law, and that accountability is crucial for maintaining trust in government. On the other hand, if the president's decision is upheld, it could set a precedent for how future legislative matters are handled in the country. What do you think? Is the NHI Bill a step in the right direction, or does it pose too many risks to the country's healthcare system? Should President Ramaphosa have been more transparent in his decision-making, or does he have the constitutional right to make such decisions without public scrutiny? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video informative, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the bell icon so you never miss an update on South African politics and governance. We'll keep you informed as this case develops, so stay tuned for more in-depth analysis. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.